Now, everyone, human rights and security are closely related. This is because several countries and forces that threaten world peace all have serious human rights violations. Russia, China, Iran, or Hamas, etc. Their problems have been repeatedly discussed in this forum. So, what is the key to simultaneously resolving these two security and human rights issues at the same time? As talked before, it is the right to national self-determination. Taiwan has a long and difficult history of achieving a right to national self-determination. Since ancient times, Taiwan has been a treasure island where tribes, merchants, pirates, and others who had drifted ashore lived together, but it eventually came under the rule of the Ming Dynasty, the Qing Dynasty, and the Netherlands, and in modern times it came under Japanese rule. Shortly after the end of Japanese rule, Taiwan came under dictatorial rule by the foreign government of Kuomintang, which had fled from the mainland. This rule continued until the end of the 20th century, and the autonomy of the Taiwanese people was constantly trampled on. However, the Kuomintang eventually produced an excellent leader. He broke the shackles of the dictator, established an independent democratic parliament, and made the Kuomintang itself Taiwanese. He and the leaders who followed him guaranteed freedom of speech, held fair elections, and established them to this day. Taiwan has also maintained its independence from foreign countries and has continued to repel repeatedly oppression from the mainland to this day. It can be said that the right to self-determination is best achieved and exercised by Taiwan today. And I think it is truly admirable that this forum has been held in Taiwan, where this right is being brilliantly achieved. Taiwan is currently at the forefront of exercising this right in the East. Following Tokyo, Taipei has had the honor of hosting this forum in pursuit of peace and justice in Asia. I hope that other Asian countries will follow suit, because this will be our contribution to peace and justice in the world, and ultimately we in Asia will reap the benefits. I would like to conclude my short speech by sending my congratulations to Taiwan and expressing my expectations for our Asian friends in the future. Thank you. This time, the Taipei conference of the Post-Russian Forum was held without incident and full sway. I was able to make a speech there to the people and countries who were oppressed by Russia. This was my third visit to Taiwan. It was about 30 years ago. In fact, Taiwan was still a developing country at that time. Modern urban development had not yet been established, and the Taiwan Shinkansen, bullet train, was still under construction. Not only that, it was unclear whether it would actually be completed. After that, I visited Taiwan again about 15 years ago. The Taiwan bullet train was completed, and Taiwan had achieved great development. Taipei's prosperity was so great that it surpassed Rome in ancient times. However, the shackles of the past were still visible here and there. However, 15 years later, when I visited Taiwan for the third time, this time, I found that Taiwan had become a fully developed country, comparable to prosperity to Japan, with its economy, politics, and culture at the height of prosperity. I was truly surprised. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to the people of Taiwan for their efforts. Taiwan was actually being through the waves of very harsh democratization and liberalization. Even after liberalization from Japanese rule, the Kuomintang's first oppression, both politically and culturally, was extremely harsh and beyond description. As we said in our speeches, Taiwan did not have the right to self-determination for a long time. However, thanks to the effort of the outstanding leader, President Lee Tong-hui, the right to self-determination has gradually grown in Taiwan since the 1990s. I belong to somewhat older generation, so I remember it well. The result of that liberalization and democratization is the remarkable prosperity of Taiwan that you have seen in the video. I dare to say, to the people of the nations subordinated to Russia, Taiwan is the answer. Until the 1990s, Taiwan was under oppression, not much different from yours. However, now that it has been freed from those shackles, its prosperity is reaching its zenith, as shown in the video. Japan once made a similar effort to develop Manchuria. However, something got in the way just before it succeeded, and Japan lost the World War and was unable to fulfill its promise. Taiwan was also given up midway, but President Lee Tong-hui, who was raised and educated as a Japanese, and graduated from Kyoto Imperial University, built the foundation for Taiwan's democratization and led Taiwan to its current prosperity. Therefore, I ask all nations and peoples suffering under the Russian Federation to first send students to Japan and Taiwan. This is a policy that Asian countries have implemented since Japan's victory in the Russo-Japanese War. It is a policy with a proven track record. Aren't you looking too much towards Europe? Former Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir advocated the Look East policy, telling his people not to look to Western countries such as the UK, but to pay attention to the political, economic, and cultural success of countries in East Asia. And he practically developed his country. Aren't there more people among you who originate from Asia than from Europe? If so, don't rely only on Europe, but rely on Asia and Japan. Japan has a long history of supporting various peoples that goes back more than 1,300 years. People under the control of the Russian Federation. Next, use the connections that the students have built to send out the necessary messages to the world through Japan and increase pressure on Russia. Use Japan. Cultivate your own country. And make it clear that you are the rulers of your own life. Other than Taiwan, there are other countries that have become independent through these things. Next, it's your turn. Japan is a supporter of that. Thank you.